back.
At some point, everything's going to go south on you. Everything's going to go south, and you're going to say, this is it. This is how I end. Now, you can either accept that, or you can get to work. That's all it is. You just begin. You do the math. You solve one problem, and you solve the next one.
Now, how about that for an introduction? 5 down, want to go Tokyo 2024, that's where it's all at. And we're back, hopefully for another 11 weeks or 15 weeks to the Boston Marathon. So the next goal is the Maurice Mullins Ultra 50k. 3 weeks later, the Boston Marathon. How I'm going to do it, I don't know. I'll probably have to sacrifice one of them, but I'm still going to run both of them. So that's my plan now for the next couple of weeks. So the plan is to log that next adventure. I put the GoPro away after Chicago the last time because I missed so much college and I really had to knuckle down and get everything finished, and I got everything done before Christmas. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I get all that passed, and you know, I might be able to change my shift finally and make running a bit easier, hopefully, you know, so I get more recovery. So that's the plan anyway. 26th of March, Maurice Mullins Ultra 50k. April 17th, Monday, the Boston Marathon, and that's where we're at now. And yesterday was the end of, we'll say, week one. Been a busy week, a tough week, did a lot of sessions. I did a marathon pace run. I did my longest run since the Chicago Marathon. I did 20.1 miles on my feet for just over 2.5 hours. I did mile repeats with Niall. I wanted to go into this race yesterday with a little bit of fatigue in my legs, just to see how I'm going to handle the 18 miles around the mucky hills of the Ballyhoura Mountains. So we were up here somewhere on Seafin yesterday, and we did a recce of the course a couple of weeks ago, myself and Enda, and I knew Enda was coming down to do it, so I knew it was going to be a nice fast pace. So we said that we'd kind of work together for most of the race. And after about two or three miles, there was still somebody behind us. You could still see a headlight behind us, and he finally caught up with us. We could see who it was, and it turned out to be Barry McAvoy. You know, Barry won both trials last year for the European Championships in Trelleborg, and it was like a mini reunion, so it was good to see him back. And so the three of us, like, we had a little bit of a chat, like, so we said when the hill started coming for Seafin Mountain, we said we better knuckle down now and quit with the talking, and that's what happened. And we still kept on a nice pace, and I think my decision to wear 2mm Salomon S-Lab shoes was a disaster when it came to descending the mountain. No grip whatsoever, very bad on the mucky parts. I could have fell with any step, and thankfully I didn't. And Enda pulled away on the down because he wore, I think he wore 5mm, 4 or 5mm as well. And when he came down to the road part in, they were the only time the slicks were any benefit to me. And I think I got a little bit of a gap on the last hill, and I pulled away on the downhill with I think I put in a fast mile 5:08 or something like that. And you know, if I ran the same time and I came 10th, I still would have been happy, because I just wanted to have a good performance. And I think I averaged 6:50 pace for the 18 miles over about 3,000 feet of gain. And it was a tough course. It was windy, it was wet, and I was very happy with the performance. And I think the lads are happy as well. Like I said, I didn't care whether I was going to come first or 10th, as long as I put in a good performance. Like, because if I turned up there last night and it didn't go well, you know, I'd probably start doubt myself. But now I know that's going to give me some room to build on for the next couple of weeks. So I probably won't even get a chance to get any down weeks. I think it's 78 days, so 11 weeks from today to do my first 50k. I don't know if it's feasible. I don't know if I'm going to come up short, like, but I'm going to work on my endurance now for the next couple of weeks, and hopefully I'll get to the start line and I'll be somewhat fresh for it, and then I have to try turn around and do the Boston Marathon 3 weeks later. I got away with it last year when I did the World Masters Mountain Running Championships. It was 4 weeks away from the Chicago Marathon, and I recovered well from that, but it was only 11k uphill, and I was just back from holidays, so I was feeling pretty fresh, and I was still able to do my marathon pace run, so I didn't derail my marathon goal at all. I ended up running 2:26 in Chicago as my PB. I went into last year thinking, you know, after doing 2:29 in 2021, I was thinking, you know, I'm happy with that, I'm not going to top it, but it ended up being a great year last year, and I'm after getting a good start now to this year already, like, so the plan is not to get injured and go off to Boston, hopefully. I'll either have a 50k on my legs and I'll have something to celebrate, or else I'll just go over there and try take a couple of minutes off my 2:39 that I did back in 2019. So I'm hoping to bring my time down a bit anyway. It's all paid for. I'm going regardless if I have to hop around it. I'm looking forward to that as well, like, 'cause Boston's kind of it means a lot to me, like, personally, you know, not just because it's one of those marathons you have to qualify for, but it just means a lot to me personally, and hopefully I go over there and I'll take a couple of minutes off that 2:39. So I'm working tonight. I was supposed to be on nights last night. I booked it off to do a race. I don't really book time off to do races, because usually I have to book 2 or 3 nights off to do it, but thankfully the one yesterday was on at night time, so it tied in well with my shift this weekend. So I'm going to go to work now tonight. I'm going to have still some fatigue in my legs, and I'll be walking around, but I'll get recovery, you know. I just did that 4 miles there on the treadmill, and treadmill is great for recovery runs because it does all the hard work for you, and it's probably the slowest ever in years, like, but I was actually happy to do it now. Get some life back into the legs, and like I'm feeling pretty good anyway. There's still a few things I have to work on. I don't think I can neglect my strength and conditioning anymore. My flexibility is very poor. I never do anything. I'm hoping to change that in this kind of training block. I think the next couple of weeks I need to start working on that, like, because especially if I run 50k, you need to be strong, like, and it's going to be a hard race. It's going to be a good standard there, and it's going to be no let up, like, and if I can't do the miles because of my shift, I'm going to have to try work on other things that I can adapt and build on. They give me a bit of strength going into the race. When I did the Chicago Marathon the last time, I had 4 or 5 weeks off in Poland, and I got some great races in, got some brilliant training sessions in, as you can see from the last video log. And if you want to see what kind of sessions I was doing, check out those videos. And I don't have that luxury this year. When I am off, the way my shift works out, every 5 weeks I have about 10 days off. I'm planning on going on holidays at the end of the month, but usually you're supposed to use those days off to recover after doing all these long shifts, but I use those weeks off to actually get in my big mileage, so I don't really get much recovery, but I'm hoping it's going to be different this time. The race last night, you know, it worked out good for me in terms of I didn't have night shift for 2 weeks before it, and I actually slept good all week. It felt great, and it does make a big difference, like, getting sleep, you know. You can do all the training, the tempos, the repeats, you can do all that in the world, like, but if you don't get sleep, like, you know, you're not going to be able to perform, like, and that's my only worry going into this training block, especially when it comes to that race down the line. I have night shift a week before it, 4 nights, and I don't know how I'm going to recover after that. But my shift itself, I'm going to be changing it anyway. I'm definitely going to be changing it in the next 6 months. I'm either going to get day shift, or else I'm going to look for a new job, like, that's the way it's going to be. And hopefully then I can actually train proper like a normal person, you know. and race when I want, instead of, you know, picking and choosing. And that's the plan anyway. So it's good to be back, and obviously I'll have more footage next time. The people asking me about nutrition and stuff like that. Look, I covered all in the next couple of videos, because I left the GoPro at home last night because I looked out the window and it was raining, and I just thought, you know, you wouldn't see much in the night time with the lights flashing and stuff. I don't think it would have made for a good video, but it was one of those races where I was driving to and I was like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. And if there was someone in the car with me and they said, let's go back, I probably would have been back, you know, that kind of way. But glad to get it done now, I'm glad to get it over it. Anyway, that's week 1 down. If you follow me on Strava, you can see what kind of sessions I was doing. Obviously I go over more in the next couple of videos. I just wanted to get the ball rolling, that I am back, and hopefully I'm here to stay for the next 15 weeks. And it's good to catch up with all of you. There was a lot of people actually ran it I follow on Strava yesterday, and it wasn't until I was going back over it that I seen a lot of people that I know and follow. So next time come up and say hi. It's very hard to recognise people with hats and headlamps on them, like, you know, and I like catching up with other runners anyway, and finding out how they got on the race and stuff like that. And definitely come up and say hi next time anyway. Any comments? Fire away. I'll try answer them over the next couple of weeks. First 50k, I'm excited and scared at the same time, like, but it's good to be back anyway. Let's get the ball rolling, and hopefully we get some nice sessions in over the next couple of weeks and months, and hopefully we get to Boston a bit fresh. So take care, see you then.